we have made it to the very last episode of Torchwood ever. Welcome to Casual Nerd Reactions. I want to thank you for being here and going on this Torchwood journey with me. Torchwood has had its highs and its lows, and here we are in the final episode together, and I am so grateful to have you here with me one last time watching Torchwood. Our team does seem to be on the cusp of tracking down the blessing, the miracle. We got to follow Jack's blood. That'll at least help the Torchwood side of things. I don't know if the CIA has any real leads yet other than they're in the right city, but they're in trouble because Charlotte knows they're in the right city, and therefore the three families also know. I love that Esther was staring down the abyss of the blessing, or a chasm of some kind. Very confusing, very interesting. This is definitely a situation where like we're kind of getting answers, but I still don't understand. I don't understand the answers that we're getting. And listen. Ultimately, my opinion on this season is really going to come down to this final episode. Is this going to be a really satisfying and fulfilling reveal that makes everything that come before it really worthwhile? Or is it going to be like, why are we here? Honestly, it could go either way. I'm still not sold on the whole like three families thing. I don't know if I care or not. I mean, they're humans that got Jack's blood and made a pact 80 years ago. That could be interesting. Should be interesting, maybe. I'm not sure if it is or not. The chasm, the blessing, all of these are just things that I don't understand. And here we are, barreling down one last 55 minutes, an hour to really see how this all plays out. I'm rooting for our team. We're gonna reverse the blessing. We're gonna reverse the miracle, right? Because as we all know, the world has gone to hell. The miracle was a curse, and we gotta reverse the curse. So let's check out the final episode of Torchwood together, you and I, for the very first time.
When I was about 5 or 6, my dad came home from work early. I could see him crying. Man, he'd gone missing from work and he'd got the blame.
Oh no.
So I went to get all my pocket money and I put it in his hands.
Very sweet child, Gwen.
He said, "It's not about the money. I can't stand anyone thinking I'm not an honest man, and I will always remember that." So that's my dad, the nicest man in the world, and today's the day that I kill him.
Yeah, so that's what she thinks is gonna happen, rightly, I think. When you reverse the miracle, he dies. But at least he's going out on her terms, on natural terms, not in the incinerator. Good luck, Gwen. Meanwhile, in Argentina. Oh, they have Jack's blood. They can follow it. I completely blanked on the fact they have the blood too.
You keep that blood safe. They've destroyed blood banks in both cities. That's gonna be important.
Because like all the blood inside me is trying to get out, turning.
Maybe he shouldn't go to the blessing.
Forgive me, but according to our contacts, there are forces moving in, so we're advancing the plan. We're blowing this whole thing sky high.
What? Well, what happens if you do that? Does that end the miracle?
On the contrary, it'll become never-ending.
What? Why?
The blessing won't be hurt, just buried, so that no one can ever change it again.
Okay. That's horrifying. How do they activate it though?
I'm back. And hey, you take care. Don't do those stupid, lame-ass Torchwood things. Be professional for once.
Come on, man.
Just like I taught you.
Torchwood did a lot of great things.
I need to bring in the CIA for backup. Because if we find this place, we're gonna have to move in and take it fast and hard.
Bring in the troops.
As of this moment, Clandestine is running this room. I am declaring Special Ops Station 1 as designated by Field Agent Rex Matheson.
Buenos Aires,
Oh.
This is Shanghai. We're setting detonation at 12 midnight.
What a beautiful day.
Why isn't this thing a volcano?
The laws of the blessing are beyond us. That's why it took us so long to work out what it can do.
How did you even find it?
Well, we had to wait until the world grew up, until the information age became fast enough so we could crunch the numbers on a massive scale. Facts became visible that were never visible before, such as a tiny little statistic hidden in the heart of Shanghai Old Town. The average life expectancy of those living within a 2-mile radius of this point was exactly equal to the average life expectancy of the world, and it always had been.
Oh my gosh, this is so... I don't know. It's like incoherent jargon to me. Like, it's just over-explaining stuff.
And this is just phase 1.
What's phase 2, I wonder?
Esther needs help. She's with me.
If you mean Esther Drummond, can I just point out she's officially on the run from the CIA?
Blah, 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 blah.
I knew it.
She'd follow him anywhere.
Remind me to arrest you when this is all over.
It better be a joke. I don't trust that guy to not arrest her.
Half that information won't even be recorded.
Excuse me, but foreign investment's still rare in Argentina. So we've been tracking contract-intensive money since 1980. Information's on file, just waiting to be filtered.
Yes, listen to her, not Charlotte.
Might be a good time to start that trace.
What, in the middle of all this? It's not tested. I mean, it could bring down the whole system.
What's the trace?
It's new software from the DIA.
Don't tell her.
If there's a mole working in this department, it means we can find him.
Or her.
Excellent. Good news.
Maybe she'll just run for it and be out of our hair. That'd be great.
I need to get out. Can I get out? 这门开不了，对不起，我们一直把门锁着的。No door. Why no door?
She's
That
terrified.
place, many ghosts. Open that door. I will give you all the money in the world. Yeah?
In we go. This costs everything.
I think I found it.
What's the name of the alley?
Well, that's the point, sir.
It's not designated. It hasn't got a name.
Just like the three families, they wiped it off the map.
All right, that's it. Rex, prepare to mobilize.
What is she up to? She's notifying them.
Anything you don't need, leave behind.
We're coming back, though. Isn't that right?
So much for your death fetish. When it all gets too real, huh? Still, that victim of yours, Susie Cabina, how much choice did she have?
You're friends. Sometimes they like you, sometimes they love you. And sometimes they fear you.
Okay.
I'm from the future.
He's just out with it, dang.
Well, now, do we make it through this day?
Like humanity?
The future can change. It's being written right now. I have seen the universe.
Yeah.
I have seen the human race become vast and magnificent and endless.
So accurate.
And I wish you could see it, Oswald.
I don't share that wish for him.
Because then you'd know how small you've made your life.
Oh, okay. Cool, cool, cool. He had like a twisted reason. I dig it. I dig it. I take back my...
Hey, still alive.
You better be, or there'll be trouble. Anna says hello.
No, she doesn't. She's tiny. She hasn't got a clue.
Right,
She
okay.
can't talk yet. She's not in the mood for whimsy.
We can get into the camp. Andy's worked it out. He's here now. He's got me this, police visa.
Tell him thanks.
Should be the death of me.
Hope not.
The trouble is,
That better not be foreshadowing. I love Andy.
is there anything you want me to say to him? Gwen, I mean...
Or just be with
I feel
him.
like I'm killing him. Because if this goes right, the miracle ends. My father dies.
Probably.
Let him die. Bless the poor bugger, I mean, he's had his time. You just come back alive. You got that?
Priorities.
Tell it for me.
Yeah, you come back, or I will be furious.
I love Gwen's mom being on her side here the last couple interactions. Oh man, Rex may not be able to go. Excuse me, sir. Oh, frick. The blood. Oh no. Oh no, he's gonna blow himself up. He's taking out the blood. No. I love that she tried to stop him. I don't love that she was unsuccessful.
Capitan Santos. No. We're dead. Don't you get it? We're dead. We were in that explosion.
Rex is quick with the correct strategy.
That's an explosion.
That's Special Ops Station 2, sir. That's Rex and Esther.
I need you to go to that base, okay? But I want you to tell them that we died. You can try to get another squad, but do not tell them that Esther and I are still running. They think that we're already dead. So now's the perfect time. And I'm going in.
Yeah.
On my own.
I'm coming with you.
You will not leave her out of this. You're too injured, sir.
All right, yeah, whatever. Come here.
You've only got handguns. There's just two of you. You need more than that.
Our special weapon went up in smoke.
We had the blood. The only one blood in the world, and it's on that truck.
It's Gwen.
Don't answer it. Everyone needs to think that we're dead.
Probably right, but there's no reason to keep Gwen out of it, is there? Better safe than sorry.
All right, Miller, run that trace.
It needs clearance from the
I
section.
don't care about the protocols.
Do it now. We don't need no protocols, not anymore. We're the protocol.
Track it right down to the handset.
Run away, Charlotte. Your days are numbered. Oh no, what is she doing? Don't you dare cause more ruckus. Wonder what that is. She's gonna blow us up.
Any luck?
Almost.
I hope you catch that traitor. Hey, Sandra, I think Mr. Shapiro wanted to see you.
Okay, thanks.
You gonna make sure she goes down with them? That's mean. I don't really know Sandra that well, but I like her.
See me, sir?
No, what for?
Ding, 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 ding. Frick.
Charlotte?
Goodbye. Sorry, CIA. She is good. If Torchwood had carried on, I would like to see more of Jack interacting with
The
chickens.
siblings just said there's been an explosion in Buenos Aires. Here's Esther and Rex.
They're dead?
No.
You can't watch and you just grab it!
We can't do this. Not now.
This is about you, Jack. If the miracle is connected to your blood, then God help them. But they had the only reserve. The only blood we have now is in you.
Then I better be careful.
But you could die this time.
That's the game.
Yeah.
Got you in a whole lot of trouble, huh?
I did that all on my own.
I never did thank you, did I? Yeah, well, don't expect it now.
I wouldn't. Not from you. Although that was a little bit cheeky the way he said it, so it counts as a thank you from him for sure.
You can't keep doing this. They're gonna find us.
Of all the bastards to bring on a
You
mission.
condemn me? You category 1 these men with your bare hands.
Keep your voice down. He's got a point. We're just like bandits. We're just on the perimeter here, Jack. How the hell are we meant to get deep inside?
Interesting choice, like all the red blankets. I mean, the red and white are very striking visually.
Gwen sends her love. Mary sends her love. We all do. All of us.
He's the lucky one. See that girl over there? She must be 15, 16. No one's tried to claim her.
Oh.
We don't even know her name. You've got till the end of the shift and then we're moving this lot.
I want to spend more time with him, please.
We'll make the most of it then.
Can't we delay the transport?
We've got this place running like clockwork now. We've got 10 minutes, then they're gone.
They're still alive, and you're gonna burn them?
I mean, listen, I don't like the whole burning them thing either. I do think it's questionable how alive they are. Maybe when they reverse the miracle, we'll get to find out.
Wait a minute. I was in China for the Boxer Rebellion, and I know what that lettering means.
What do we got?
Oswald? I've changed my mind. I'm so glad you're here.
Why? Ah.
You're about to meet the creator.
It's that soldier. He's with Oswald.
Captain Jack Harkness, at last.
Good evening, Miss Kissinger. You've been promoted. And this is the new empire you're servicing?
You're a byproduct of the miracle, not really relevant at all.
That's what the captain said. At the very end, I would describe myself differently. Vital.
There it is. Oh, y'all don't understand though. That's what they want, isn't it? Obviously, they don't want to be in the explosion.
Advantage Torchwood.
Well, I'm afraid we have a major disagreement here in Buenos Aires.
I'd say advantage families. Say hello to your friends.
What's that supposed to mean?
Crap.
He means us.
Rex?
And Esther?
I'm here.
Just glad to hear you're alive.
I'll swap your standoff for my standoff.
Don't you do it! Threaten me, you coward, not her.
Rex? Hey, I'm okay.
If you heard her, we've got explosives here ready to go.
So, who's gonna lose their nerve first?
We don't need explosives. Or guns. I've got the most powerful thing of all.
My own blood, right. So what happens when his blood?
It wants me. Mortal blood. I suggest you're very careful with me, okay?
And if you fail to take the captain's advice, you can certainly come to oblivion with me.
What the hell is that thing?
It's what I expected in Doctor Who episode The Hungry Earth.
It reflects your own self back at you.
Enough guilt to last me a lifetime. But that's okay. I'm a working mother. I don't need the blessing to tell me that.
I've lived so many lives, and now I can see them all. Hey.
What about Oswald?
Not so bad.
Oh, I love that for Jack.
Wired him up to a bomb and then showed him his soul. That's good work. You know, I feel really safe right now.
Yeah, does he feel guilt for the things he's done?
Sin feels like sin.
Oswald, don't. I need you.
We're kind of depending on him not having a soul.
I guess I'm accustomed to sin.
Yep, that checks out. At least he felt guilty for a brief moment, right?
What is it?
The world's been turning for over 4 billion years, with so much buried under its skin. The doctor used to say there's Silurian mythology, human particles, Rachnos energy.
Right.
An expansion of their...
Yeah, we've seen a lot of these things in Doctor
Don't
Who.
really know, do you?
No.
Thank you for saying you don't know. I was annoyed by this wacky, nonsensical explanation.
It's been here since the Earth began.
That's the only possible explanation they can give us, right? It doesn't even make sense. Really.
So used to these things being extraterrestrial, but this might be the most terrestrial thing of them all.
It's wild.
The blessing exists in a symbiotic relationship with the human race. It transmits a morphic field around the planet, binding us together like magnetism.
You had to experiment on it.
We fed it.
We fed it the blood of an immortal. We had one remarkable artifact. We found a second remarkable artifact. The combination was inevitable.
So the blessing absorbed the blood, copied it like a new template. So the system changed its setting.
I think you heard it. It was being attacked, so it took the blood pattern and made it a gift. It's exerting itself to sustain every person on the planet. This whole miracle, it's trying to be kind.
Why would you want this?
This is only stage one.
But you ruined the world out there.
The miracle shocked the economy. The economy collapsed. We tear down in order to rebuild. Now it's almost within sight. The new world.
Yeah, with no room for the poor or the weak or the ones that don't fit in.
The families have just been waiting. Now we can step in to control the banks. The banks control government. Government controls people. Soon we'll be able to decide who lives, how long.
About time.
Great, so it's the world according to Kitzinger, is it?
Listen, really gonna tell me the world was working before? They want to make the world fitter, more compact, more disciplined. And I like the sound of that.
Jilly.
That sounds like salvation.
I was hoping you would have like a redemption arc, not a you suck arc.
His blood endangers the plan. We had to draw him out into the open.
But you failed. I got to Shanghai. And if it gets into the blessing, life switches back.
How much of his blood? Nope. Okay.
Oh, no.
Doesn't seem to get it.
I really don't.
No.
Could make the whole world mortal again, but only by introducing it to both cities at once.
Blood in Buenos Aires.
Blood in Shanghai.
So, Rex, you kept one back for yourself, Esther?
Just gonna have to kill you.
No. Whoa.
You can blast his blood into that wall and it won't make any difference at all.
If you need Jack's blood.
What? Is that Jack's blood? And they're just gonna stand by while he does this? Has he been infusing himself with Jack's blood?
I've got Jack's blood flowing through my veins.
We transfused it into Rex. We exchanged his blood.
Holy crap, that's an extreme choice. Well done. Absolutely insane. Bonkers. I have no idea if I like it or not, but it's an interesting twist and solution.
Oswald, you want to be a walking bomb?
Get him out of there!
We'll try this. Shoot me. Shoot me. Come on.
No, you can't do it. Do it. Do it. No, don't do it. All the mixed feelings.
They will die. Is that what you want? The blessing will take every last drop.
I think I've lived long enough.
Maybe that's where this is headed.
You know, I wish I never met you. You World War II idiot. Good times, huh?
Yeah. You're never gonna be a suicide.
Thank you.
Nothing's gonna stop me.
I think this might.
No! No! Of course they're gonna shoot Esther. I mean, honestly.
Oh, God.
These are the days of the miracle, Mr. Mathis.
She can't die. And we have infinite resources. We can help her.
If the miracle ends, she dies. Is that what you want?
We have to end the miracle.
What do I do?
I don't know.
You end the miracle. I'm sorry, Esther.
Carry on. Keep going back to the plan.
We'll kill her.
I know.
This is Esther we're talking about.
Yes, I know it's Esther, and it's my dad. And it's everyone who's ever gonna die. But Rex, we've got to do this. Instead, not Oswald Danes. And he chose when that girl lived, and he chose when that girl died. And no one should have that power. Not the rich, not the mad, not anyone.
You're choosing now. You'll kill Jack and Rex and that girl Esther, all of your Torchwood team. You killed them all.
Yeah. Wouldn't be the first time everyone died.
Magnificent.
I liked Oswald being there for that line that Wynn got to pull out. No one should have that power to choose who lives and who dies and when.
Don't do it!
You'll kill her!
Yeah. No, I think there's a chance Jack might still live. I don't know, but we'll see. There goes a whole lot of blood. Interesting visual.
I brought death back to the world. They said it was like a breath that went around the whole wide world.
So interesting.
The last breath. We said goodbye to them all on the day that death came back.
Get Jack, get him out of here. Just get up and go. The place is crumbling. Goodbye, Rex, Esther. I should have assumed that they might not survive the season. Jilly.
I'm giving you this one.
I'll give you estates. I'll give you places to hunt.
That woman, I mean, as if we didn't know she was terrible, to try to spare her life, she's like, I'll give you places to hunt, Jack. Yeah, of course, he reversed the miracle, but now he's gonna be buried underground, but not for the first time. He could get out probably, eventually, maybe.
Guess what? Death came back.
Oh man, Rex is still around. And that guy's not. That was great. That was satisfying. Unfortunately, we still don't know who like the top of the three families are. I would really like to make sure we annihilate or eliminate that threat. Jilly, you will wait. Yeah, knock her out. I like Jilly as an antagonist. Good, okay, she's down. We're getting Jack and we're getting the frack out of here. Come on.
Taking this thing with me.
Yeah, you can leave Ozzy.
Help me.
Nah. Oswald, at least if you're gonna go out, do something, does not redeem him.
You're going to hell, Dane. That's where they go. All the bad little girls. They run straight to hell. I'm following.
No thank you. No thank you. Ugh.
Susie, keep running. I'm coming to get you.
Ew. Oh, Esther.
Come out.
They brought a team, but does that mean there's any chance they can be saved? My gut says no.
Did I just kill them?
Maybe. You did the right thing. They both have not matching, you know, but they have corresponding chest wounds. I like that kind of. Just have like one massive memorial service. Why is Charlotte there? Rex is there. Does that mean Rex gets to live and Esther dies? Screw this. No, she should live and Rex should die. Reverse this. Undo. Give me the script. I will edit it myself. Why are they on a typewriter? I would have preferred they both died rather than Rex lives and Esther dies.
Meet again.
I can't go home. I've got the CIA watching out for me, the FBI, everyone. What do I do?
Start again.
With who?
Us.
Why would I do that after everything you have put me through?
Because we very nearly succeeded. As trial runs go, it was good.
Trial runs for what?
Plan B.
Plan B, ugh.
Interested?
No, I'm not.
She was more than a colleague. I'd like to think she was a friend.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Esther died right in front of it. That morphic field could have reached out and saved one last life. Why not?
You'll never know. Units sealed those sites up forever.
Good.
Let that thing stay buried.
Better.
What about you two, this Torchwood team? You reunited or what? Say no, please. It's about Noah. You know, the analyst that died with Shapiro? They just retrieved his software from the explosion. The good thing is he told me his password because it's the same place I used to go for donuts.
We still have...
And his last job was to look for that leak.
Tell me at least one person gets their comeuppance.
Charlie!
You could have used a little more subtlety, Rex. He's not subtle. Nothing about Rex has ever been subtle. Well, it settles that.
No! Come on, no, not after everything he's gone through, no!
There's nothing we can do. I'm sorry, Gwen. He's dead. What?
What?
Because he had Jack's blood in him. He's like Jack now.
What the hell?
That explains why he lived and Esther died. I don't like that at all.
What the hell did you do to me?
I hate that. The frick? The least favorite character in the whole show is like Jack now. He doesn't die. What the heck? Okay. It's an interesting development. I just wish it had been Esther instead of Rex. It makes sense that it was Rex, I suppose. I'm about to sit on this and process. For those of you who love this series of Torchwood, genuinely, I'm glad that you love it, and I wish I could say that I had that same experience. I do with my reactions. My goal is to help recreate the feelings you created the first time you watched it. And when I don't love something, obviously I'm not recreating that experience unless you're one of those who didn't love it. And so on my wrap up here, it's not going to be like glowing and positive. And so if you're looking for my honest thoughts and opinions, by all means, continue watching. But if you don't want to hear me say anything negative about this season, then thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, despite the fact that my end result here is not going to be glowing. I'm going to just kind of walk through my thoughts and my experience and maybe some factors that could have influenced my experience. And I would love to hear your thoughts on the show and any counterpoints to what I have to say or my experience. But let me just say, overall, my feeling is just mostly unsatisfied. I did not find the fact that the blessing just exists in the earth satisfying at all. I did not find the concept of the three families that took Jack's blood 80 years ago and then used it on the blessing. I didn't find that satisfying at all. The fact that they're still out there and they have a plan B and they recruited Jilly Kitzinger or Lucy Meredith or whatever her name is now, I don't have any interest in that storyline moving forward. So like, I don't know what they would have done with the Series 5. I don't know what the audio adventures are after this. If they're continuing that story, I have zero interest in it. It's not compelling to me. And I feel really disappointed because this series 4 Miracle Day, it started off really, really strong. I was into it. And I'll talk more just about my overall where I think I started to lose interest in a few minutes here. But we waited so long for answers, and the ones that we started getting, they didn't connect with me as a viewer. And that happens sometimes. I am glad that Jack's around. I mean, that's not surprising because I highly doubt they would do something that would totally contradict the potentiality of the face of Bo, assuming that's all valid and accurate. I'm glad Gwen and Reese are around. I would have loved for Torchwood to have been reestablished actually throughout this season, so that we would end like, yeah, Torchwood's still around, instead of kind of even Rex joking like, tell me y'all aren't going to continue, that type of thing. Rex being like, Jack, I suppose it's possible it was a one-time resurrection, but that to me would be kind of silly. No sillier than him being like, Jack. That is just, I don't know. Even posing that as a possibility is ridiculous. That's how I feel. Tell me how you feel about the Rex. Do you like that little twist, that idea? What was your perception of that? Was it exactly like mine? Was it different? I would love to know. And how do you feel about Rex as a character? I wonder how that might affect your viewing of Rex being healed like that or coming back to life like that at the end there. I don't like him as a character, and so I don't like the twist. I think that's like a natural progression there for me. Oswald Danes, I had a lot of hope for him. Obviously, despicable human being, and I didn't expect him to get any type of redemption arc. I had hoped he was included because he would somehow be significant, like connected to the miracle in some way. But he wasn't. He was just a byproduct of the miracle, gained a public platform, and for whatever reason joined us on our final mission. Why? That didn't really add anything for me. Again, I kind of liked the idea that he was there just to give Gwen that final line. Oswald chose when that girl died, and no one should have that power, whatever. That's a really great point. The Miracle Day really was a breeding ground for a lot of really great potential philosophical, political issues to like discuss and bring up. I was really over it about halfway through the season, but it was a lot of really interesting ideas. Let's just talk about the season and my experience watching it. I thought it started off super strong. The first 2 episodes, top tier. Really, really incredible moments. Certainly, you could make this case really with all of Gwen's best moments, that maybe it's like a little bit too much action hero, right? Like Gwen with that bazooka. I don't care. I loved them. I loved those moments. They were fantastic. Gwen had so many great moments throughout this season, even in the last couple episodes here. I mean, she was in her peak as a character for me in this season, and I loved that. But then see episodes 3 and 4. I kind of view it a little bit as 2 episodes at a time, maybe because I kind of watched that way for the most part, not every episode, but for the most part. But in episode 3 and 4, not as strong as the first 2, but I was still engaged, curious, and following along. We were starting our investigation, but we weren't really getting anywhere. We had the 2 primary investigative missions. In episode 3, we stole files. In episode 4, we stole files. They were done very differently, and it didn't really bother me too much. But like overall, those were really great. It kind of just, they were world building episodes, and they were not the best episodes, but they were okay. They kept me engaged, and assuming we were moving into deepening the story. Episodes 5 and 6 with the camps, very good. I loved everything about the camps. Those were incredible episodes. The concept, seeing the horror come alive. The problem for me really starts, and I didn't realize this watching episode 6. I realized it well after the fact. I realized it today, actually. But episode 6, the middlemen, all the sum of our investigative resources up until that point came pretty much to a dead end with the middlemen. Realizing all these people we were investigating, all these things, we were there. Total dead end. Our investigative interest essentially stalls out completely. And that's when I started having issues with the season, looking back on it. And we go into episode 7, and like we've revealed the camps. They've been shut down temporarily. And going into episode 7 is when we first went into that flashback and introduced really the second part of this story, which is unveiling, leading the groundwork for the 3 families. The flashback in and of itself as a self-contained story is actually really strong. There was so much classic Torchwood in that episode, which is great. I wasn't interested in it because I was really trying to build the story of Gwen kidnapping Jack. I thought that was really interesting. It brought out the worst qualities for me. Even in their conversations, you can tell they care about each other, but like the willingness to kill each other, like Gwen's all about, I'll turn Jack over to save my family, and okay, fine. I will accept that, but for me at this point, Jack should be family, and I don't like it. I hated their conversation in the car as a result of that. And that, honestly though, that is classic Torchwood. Torchwood many times does things like that like I don't particularly like, but they're pretty strong scenes. And so I can imagine a lot of people do like that. Please let me know if you do, but that wasn't for me. Like Torchwood as a whole is a bit more cynical than me. Okay, it's a lot more cynical of a worldview than I have. I don't connect with that part of the show. And again, just to reiterate, this is my experience. This is how I perceived it. And if you had a different experience, a more positive experience, I'm really glad. But for me, again, episode 7 ends with, okay, Angelo's alive. I felt like they were telling us Angelo is going to reveal some of the mysteries of Miracle Day and tell us all about it and lead us to answers and solutions. And then we get there and he's just an old man on his deathbed. He has no answers. He's just there. I don't even really, it led us to the field, and Jack got to give him the kiss of death. And there was some interesting stuff in that episode, to be sure. But my realization at the very beginning of the episode is they kidnapped Gwen's family and did all of this, all to have her say, well, you're just going to come with me because you want to see your old pal Angelo and get some answers. And then the whole team just goes. I cannot. So we go through episode 8 and it builds and it leads to the whole team just kind of falling apart, everyone going their separate ways. And then start of episode 9, 2 months later, like all of these things just for me are taking me out of it, And it might be because I think I watched the entirety of the show over 6 weeks. And so maybe if I would have watched it all closer together, maybe I would have had a better experience. So now I'm starting with those 2 months later. Okay, well, resetting. I tried to get past my aggravation that we're having to reset and have everyone kind of all just in separate places. And for me, it just took the momentum out of the story, but that's okay because episode 9 leading into 10 was fantastic. And really what it comes down to, it was not the final 2 episodes weren't terrible by any means. They were good. They was compelling. I still felt emotional at moments, to be sure. Resetting and having Gwen's dad kind of as our focal point to take the breath, and Reese was there, and that was really a nice moment. But the bottom line is, for me, I didn't like the answers that we got. And I've talked about that already, and so I'll leave that there. I think it's a real shame, and I think that from my point of view, Torchwood Children of Earth is the perfect ending to Torchwood. And so, hey, that's what some of you were telling me beforehand. I know there are those of you that love Torchwood Miracle Day. I wish I was one of you. That's always my intention. My experience is my experience. I am a bit of a completionist. Like when I start something, I'm going to watch it all the way through. And that's one thing you can guarantee. If I start a show, I'm going to watch it all the way through. And I'm glad that I did, because now I know. Do I think it was worth watching Miracle Day? Absolutely. Absolutely, I do. Again, those first 2 episodes were really, really strong. The stuff at the camps, really compelling stuff. I think that was the last time that I was fully invested in this season. But man, those were great. I wish Dr. Warraz would have lived, and I wish they would have infused Esther with Jack's blood. And honestly, I wouldn't like it if anybody was like Jack. And so maybe that's not what happened, and I misinterpreted the ending. Let me know your thoughts on that. But it's almost fitting to me a little bit that I didn't love Torchwood Series 4, because as a whole, Torchwood is a little bit hit or miss. Just as a whole, it just is. That's my experience anyway, and my thoughts. Season 1, it's hit or miss. It has some great episodes, especially leading up towards the end. There's some really strong episodes in Series 1, but there's some stinkers too, man. Series 2 is a lot stronger than Series 1. There's still a couple, I think, that really fall short, but Series 2 has some really incredible story arcs and really made me really care about Owen and be invested in him as a character. Ironically, it was around the time that he dies that I really started to like him, but I really liked that arc in that storyline for him. And if I had one complaint on those first 2 seasons, is that I wish Tosh would have been better utilized as a character. She had a couple of strong moments, but on the whole, I kind of always felt like she was a little bit in the peripheral. But man, season 2 ended on such a strong note, and the story arc for series 2 was really compelling. And then series 3, Children of Earth, is masterful. That is peak television, period. It is one of, if not the best miniseries I've ever seen. And I knew that Miracle Day wasn't going to live up to it, but I thought I would still enjoy it on the whole. And man, no one's more disappointed than I am that I didn't. But here we are. To wrap this up, I just want to say thank you for watching this with me. I hope you enjoyed the experience of watching this show with me. And that's a wrap on Torchwood. There's plenty more Doctor Who coming up. We're going to finish up the Sarah Jane adventures. And then I am going to be doing a little bit of a tour of classic Doctor Who. Not super in-depth, but I'm excited to experience some of that here coming up in the near future as well. So stay tuned, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.